What if I told you that I just saw the greatest movie ever made? A movie with brilliant cinematography, cutting-edge special effects, perfect performances by every single actor, and a plot. And I know what you're thinking here. No, it's not The Godfather. No, it's not Citizen Kane. Hell, it's not even a good movie. If you thought we were doing that today, then
Please.
like seriously, get out. I do not want you here. Here's you. Here's the door. And then you just left. Because we're talking about Titanic 2 today. The second Titanic. They made a second one. Yep. This is my life for the next 20 minutes. We're going through the whole movie here today, so you might want to put your big boy pants on for this one. But before we get into that, let me tell you about the people who made this movie. Asylum Films. They're bad. Really bad. For those of you who are unaware, the Asylum is the king of shitty, but shitty in a good way, not the shit way, movies.
So they make movies like The Room?
Well, not really. The Room was trying its best to be a good movie, while Asylum Films are all just soulless, low-budget mockbusters with their only real selling point being their titles.
What?
Listen, all you gotta do is just look at some of these names and you'll get it. Like here we have Transmorphers, Android Cop, Sinister Squad, Tomb Invader, The Da Vinci Treasure, Fast and Fierce, Ape vs. Monster, Top Gunner, Triassic World, Atlantic Rim, and my personal favorite, Mega Shark vs. Crocosaurus. Case in point, they know what they're doing. They've been making bad movies for a long time, so they're good at making bad things. Yeah. Oh yeah, Asylum also made the Sharknado movies. All 5 of them. Yes, there are 5 Sharknado movies. Why does this matter? Why is this relevant? It's really not. Start the movie, please. The movie opens up with some wide shots of this glacier, which is where we're introduced to the surfing guy. What's his deal? Well, he surfs. And actually that's it. He just surfs. But why does he surf, you may ask? What is the meaning behind his gnarly shredding? Yeah, it turns out he's just surfing next to an iceberg. Big ol' piece of plot right there. After some more kick-ass wave shredding, the iceberg breaks a bit and causes a massive wave to spawn in and kill Surf Dude immediately. But forget that ever happened, welcome to this office building. This is actually the best part of the movie.
So, you know they recreated the Titanic, right?
They made another Titanic? That's fucking ridiculous.
Oh man, it's totally real. They call it the Titanic 2 and everything. It's just another Titanic. It's kind of fucking bizarre that they just chose to remake a boat that said
Hello, friend.
there's really no point behind it.
What?
But I mean, whatever floats your boat.
Iceberg?
See what I did there on that one? Just a little bit of a... Oh,
Alright, love you, bye. I need a helicopter.
That's really loud! Oh my god! So what's happening here is that this old guy, his name is Captain Maine, he's a member of the Coast Guard, and it's his job to investigate the iceberg because apparently dangerous to people who like to surf right next to it so he can check out why it's so dangerous. Oh my god, Titanic 2! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Yeah, I gotta calm down. I'm about to hurt myself.
So after looking at the Titanic 2 for a while, like a long while, they really want you to know that the entire budget went into renting this boat. We get introduced to the first main characters of the movie. Girl 1 and Girl 2. I swear to God that's not misogynist, they just never say their names in the movie. Why hello fellas, future Schmoden here to let you know that they do say their names in the movie, and I'm kind of a fucking idiot. I didn't realize they had names until I was halfway done editing the video, so throughout the duration of it, nameless they will be. But if you really want to know, that's Amy and that's Kim, I think. The directions are reversed. I don't know where I'm pointing, but whatever. Also, the Queen dies on February 12th, 2023. Mark the date. Girl 1 and Girl 2 are the onboard doctors for the Titanic 2, which I mean, you gotta be pretty good at your job to land a gig like this.
Swear to God, I would rather watch some of these people drown than give them CPR.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Forget about the curse that this woman just laid upon this voyage. We got a helicopter coming in that has another super exciting main character.
Oh yeah. Spectacular. Titanic 2.
This is Hayden. He's the billionaire responsible for building the Titanic 2. He's cool, confident, and an all-around dude bro who is very good at talking to other human beings.
How you doing? How you guys doing? You having a good time? Enjoy yourself. Let's go, man. Hello. Hello.
Back to Girl 1, she gets a phone call from Dad Work, aka Captain Maine, because she is actually his daughter. What a coincidence. He's calling because he's worried about Girl 1 getting on the second Titanic while an iceberg exists in the ocean. He's also worried because he knows that the ship was rushed to be built and is doomed to sink and kill everyone on board if anything remotely bad happens during the voyage. But she gets on the boat anyways, because why the hell not? Live free, die young, Titanic 2, let's ride. Ah, holy shit, can we stop doing that, please? No more. No more loud. Stop. After the Titanic 2 sets sail, Dadwork finally arrives at the iceberg. He meets with... Come on, guys. You could have done a little bit better on the green screen. Look, this looks like something I would make. Dude, what the hell? Sorry, buddy. Moving on. So Daddy meets up with, government scientist lady, and she tells him that the iceberg is super dangerous because of... In fact, the whole iceberg is so unstable that dropping something as small as a metal canister filled with snow could crack the whole thing in half. Which I'm pretty sure is just an exaggeration. That would probably never happen. It's so oddly specific. Oh, you fucking idiot.
Why the fuck would you drop the one thing you're not supposed to fucking drop? She said, hold on to the can. You're supposed to hold on to the can. Now the fucking iceberg's breaking. It's all your fucking fault, you stupid fucking bimbo.
You see, this is what makes Titanic 2 different. While all the other movies are out there using that fake-ass CGI, Titanic 2 is doing the real deal. He had to die for this stunt. Rest in peace, by the way. Captain May and the scientist lady barely make it to the helicopter in order to escape the collapsing iceberg. But that's just the beginning, since the icequake actually causes this big-ass shockwave that has enough force to create a fucking tsunami, which is carrying giant ice chunks at around 500 miles per hour and is heading straight for the Titanic 2. Which is where Hayden and Girl 1 are doing that romance. Or at least that's what the movie is trying to convey. They really just argue with each other for a bit because... well, they used to be together, but then Hayden was joyriding in her dad's boat, and then he punched him in the nose, and then his dad died, which was unrelated to any of the other events mentioned, but still relevant to this conversation. You know what? This sucks. This is really bad. I'm just gonna stick to the iceberg and tsunami department. If you want the exposition, here you go. Alright, now that the weirdos are satisfied, let's get back to the good stuff. So in response to the ice tsunami, Captain Maine sends out a broadcasted alert to stay the fuck away from any and all ice. He also calls a Navy submarine to go directly to the Titanic 2, for some reason. We never really figure it out because it just runs straight into the ice. Back at the Titanic 2, the staff get the Dadwork alert and conclude that the passengers need to be moved to the lower decks just in case that there's an impact. Unfortunately, the alert interrupts this absolute rager of a party. I mean, look how much fun they're having. Everyone looks like they're having a blast. When the partygoers are told that everyone on the ship is probably about to die, it doesn't really register with them, so they just stand there, dazed and confused. However, it does register with Hayden, who proceeds to go to the crew and see what the hell is going on. To which they receive a call from Captain Maine, who tells them emphatically to turn the boat around.
This is Captain James Maine, U.S. Coast Guard.
We're listening, Captain.
Wave, ice, ice, ice.
Can I remind you this is Titanic 2?
Ice, 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 wave.
Do as he says. Yes, sir.
And they do as he says. Do. But Hayden doesn't think the boat is moving fast enough and wants to shift the engines into to which the crew responds,
Dude, that's a really fucking bad idea. Going full speed would probably destroy the engines and we'll escape the tsunami just fine if we go at normal speed.
but Hayden decides to do it anyways, because why the hell not? Live free, die young, Titanic 2. Boom, baby! Ah, yes, I caught it. Ah, it feels good. Feels good. So since the warnings just keep getting pumped out, the people on the ship finally wake up and realize they're on the second Titanic, and by relation are in danger. So they listen to the crew and start scrambling around trying to get to the lower decks. But here's the thing. Captain Maine calls Girl 1 and tells her that going to the lower levels is a terrible idea because that's where the iceberg is going to hit. So all of those passengers who are in the lower levels are just screwed. And if shit couldn't get any worse, the engines break due to Hayden's dumbass plan. There is not a single person here who did not expect this. Also, could you guys all look to the right for me real quick? Thank you. Oh, God! Okay, I'm done. I can hit now. So you'd probably assume that that's it. You get hit with an iceberg the size of Guam and you're done. It's night-night. Game over. Well, we still have an hour to go in the movie, so I'm sorry, but there's more. For what it's worth, the Titanic 2 actually holds together pretty well. I mean, except for the entire right side of the ship that got caved in, destroying half the lifeboats on board, which means only half the people on the ship can escape. But that can be resolved easily, just women and children first, guys. While all of those peasants and simple folks are fighting for spots on the lifeboats, Hayden is told to board an emergency helicopter just for him. But he sees a bunch of injured people laying around and decides to let them board instead. Good job, Hayden. Way to redeem yourself. Gold star, dude.
Great job.
And I'm glad you've stayed, because we find out through Captain Maine and Scientist Lady that, guess what? There's another wave. This means that the Titanic 2 is completely fucked, and the lifeboats that everyone is trying so hard to board, double fucked, because apparently they weren't built to handle intense pressure. With that information, you can assume that there's no way out. You can't escape, you can't float on a plank till help comes, everyone is going to die. So what could anyone possibly do? Well, after being reunited in the lifeboat scuffle, Hayden and Girl 1 set off on a mission to find Girl 3, because strength in numbers is the way to beat a tsunami.
Titanic 2, best movie. Oh my god.
Holy shit, goddamn. That doesn't look too good, but hey, Girl 1 is a doctor. They're in a medical office with all the supplies they need. They can patch her up just fine. And she's taping a credit card to her neck to stop her from bleeding out. I'm starting to think she's not a professional. Aren't you in a medical office where there should be bandages like all over the place? You know what? I'm not gonna ask questions. So mission accomplished. They found and saved Girl 2. That doesn't change the fact that the Titanic 2 is still sinking and another wave is coming to kill off the survivors. I mean, you can't be in a worse situation. Well, I guess they can. Hayden, Girl 1, and Girl 2 all survived the explosion inside of a very well-constructed elevator. After regaining their composure, Girl 1 receives another call from Captain Maine. He alerts the three for the first time that there's another wave coming, and that the lifeboats are really death boats. So they decide that the only way to survive is to go to the diving center and use the wetsuits and extra oxygen to wait until Captain Maine can pick them up. But that's easier said than done, because there's a whole host of evil, despicable dangers waiting in their path. Such as
A fucking door.
The three reach this door, which they can only barely manage to crack open. Hayden slides the axe he got from the elevator through the crack and pries the door open. Girl 1 tries to slide through the opening, but uh-oh, she can't fit, and Hayden can't hold the door open for much longer. But just before Hayden loses his grip, Girl 2 pushes Girl 1 through the door, which ends up crushing Girl 2 and killing her on the spot. God damn. Well, at least she didn't have to drown or give anybody CPR. There's a callback joke right there. Woo! That's why they pay me the big bucks, because I'm funny. Oh yeah, and Hayden just slides through the door with no effort whatsoever. What can I say? He's just naturally slippery. Why are you touching her like that? Stop, that's weird. So Hayden and Girl 1 move on from the door of death, but in their escape, they almost fall victim to the second obstacle.
The puddle!
So there's some water on the floor with electricity pumping through it. Hayden decides that the only way to get across is to climb on some pipes hanging overhead, which he does with ease. But when Girl 1 tries to do the same, she almost slips. But Hayden is there to put her hand back on the pipe, which allows her to cross the puddle successfully. And then they move on. Like, that's it. That's the whole scene. Hey, they made it to the diving center! But before they go inside, they encounter the third and final obstacle.
The weight of their own dignity or some other corny bullshit.
The two hear a trapped passenger crying for help. They go to investigate and find a man trapped in a burning room. They try to help him, but their struggle with doors continues and he dies. Yet again, that is it. That is all that happens in this scene.
I killed him.
Correct. After witnessing a man die through a door, Hayden and Girl 1 finally get inside the diving facility. But when they open this storage locker, they find out that there's only one diving suit left. With little time remaining before the second wave hits, Girl 1 takes the liberty of putting on the diving suit, and the two get inside of the storage locker and wait for the next wave to come, which conveniently is like 20 seconds later. So everyone is fucking dead now. Everyone except for Hayden and Girl 1, who are still somehow alive. Well, for now at least, since they're trapped inside the locker and it turns out that tsunami-proof doesn't exactly mean waterproof. Girl 1 suggests that they share the last tank of oxygen left in the locker, but Hayden says no. He'll freeze to death anyway since he doesn't have a wetsuit, so it would just be a waste to let him use it. And Girl 1 says, yeah, alright, that makes sense. And then they make out. I guess all the horrible tragedies they've been through really made them fall in love? Whatever. Girl 1 then puts on the oxygen mask, the locker fills up with water, and then Hayden drowns. Like for real, he's out. But don't worry, it's fucking Captain Maine, dad work himself, the hero of this movie, coming in to save the day! Titanic 2, best movie, no survivors will. What the fuck? Why did they need to crash? There's no need for that. I try so hard for it to make sense, and sometimes it just doesn't. I'm sorry. So Captain Maine swims through the sunken second Titanic and actually makes it to the locker just in time to drag Girl 1 along with Hayden's maybe still alive body out of the wreckage. They all make it to this emergency raft that was set up by the scientist lady because apparently she had plot armor when, well, you know, in the raft, Girl 1 tries to resuscitate Hayden using CPR, which, as a Red Cross certified lifeguard and CPR expert, I'd say that's pretty good form. But despite that, it doesn't work. Hayden fucking dies. What? Yeah, I know, it's kind of surprising. Really catches you off guard. But with that, our story comes to a close. And the lesson learned is that sometimes it's okay to change. Jesus, mother of Christ, what the